Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Nacho Average Tabletop. I'm Mac,
And I'm Zach.
and today we're going to be doing our first impressions of Libertalia Winds of Galecrest, the new release by Stonemaier Games. Well, re-release, I guess.
Right, yeah, I don't know what you call it exactly because
Yeah.
it's a kind of going back and redoing an old game that was out of print and hard to get, I believe.
Uh-huh.
So it's just one I think a lot of people had talked about as being one that they would have, liked to get a chance to play, but they just either weren't able to get it or would have to spend more than they would like to get it. And I think it's also I don't know. I would just guess they're outside of like bigger gaming groups. There's probably a lot of people that play a lot of 2 and 3 player games, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the original was one that didn't like play extremely well at 2 players, and that was one of the things. So there were some changes I think made to this one. I think that was one of the major ones, is adding kind of a 2 player mode and then also a solo mode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, this was one I was pretty excited about when I first heard about it. Once he first mentioned that he was doing it,
Confirmed.
because that was it was a game where I think I had seen it long ago when I was watching Will Wheaton's tabletop or whatever. When I saw it there, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, looks cool, and it was a pirate theme. So and that was way back, probably when I only had a handful or 5 to 10 games or something. So it's one I've kind of known of a little bit, but had never played that whole time. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was excited to see what Stonemaier would do with the game because I always really seem to like their games.
Yeah.
Were you excited for it?
As I am about any game.
Oh boy. So not too excited then. She wasn't, but yeah, we got our one. We played it one time now, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's kind of our first impressions just from one game. So um, we've only actually played with about half of the cards that
Yeah.
are in the game,
Yep.
so it obviously isn't a full on review of it.
Yeah.
But and we also got the metal upgraded to balloons,
Mm-hmm.
so that kind of maybe bumps it up a little bit more as well.
Right.
Um, yeah, I really liked the gameplay or the first play of it. Gets me excited to play it some more. I even feel like I was maybe the one that got smacked around the most. So I think if you are thinking maybe Stonemaier, because I think they don't tend to do like many like take that games. I wouldn't say that this is like really take that, but it's definitely one of their more probably their most take that games that Stonemaier has released. And I don't. What were you thinking?
I was thinking of Psy.
I don't know that that's
Which
that
isn't,
take that
yeah, it's not a guaranteed.
No, but this one, yeah, I would say that we played on the friendly side, and it was still. There's still some times where you get smacked around. You might have a plan of something you want to do, and
Makes
then
me
it doesn't
scared
really
of the
work.
devious side.
Right. The cloudy side.
Yes.
There's 2 sides of the board, and then also some tiles, so you can kind of mix up that part of the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I always like that in games. So I'm excited to. Well, maybe I shouldn't be excited. Who knows? But I'm excited to get kind of try some of those other ones, and then also get some of those crew members we ended up not being able to play with the first game because you
Mm-hmm.
only play with 18 out of the 40 total
Yeah. In a
throughout the game.
three-player game. Yeah.
Well, no, in any
Oh,
game,
yeah, yeah.
it's always 6 cards.
Yes.
So, what were you thinking of it?
Of the game?
Yeah, what are your initial thoughts?
Meh.
Not overly excited about it?
No. I mean, I will say the artwork and the components is great. I love the doubloons. That adds just totally a great factor to it. But the game, the card drafting, I think is neat. I really like that. I don't know if
Hand
it's
management?
yeah, hand management and how that works. I think is neat. However, I do think it's just a little bit too much to take that from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there are enough ways to like circumvent that. But that's after one play with 18 of the 40 cards. So,
Right, and I was kind of thinking too. I don't know how those will play was trying to think in my head, but it's so hard to tell without actually doing it. I was wondering how that would like be in a 5 or 6 player game, if that wouldn't seem as much. Because then, like in a 3 player game, obviously, if you lose a pirate or something, there's only a certain amount of people that it could possibly be that are going to get killed. Whereas that it might spread it out a little bit more.
It's supposed to play the best at more players, right?
Well, the original did. I don't know. I don't think I've heard too many people talk about kind of what player count this one plays best at yet. But if it's kind of like that one, it might play better with more. But yeah, I would say it's more take thatty than most Stonemaier games would be. So if you're used to kind of more of most of them are pretty friendly.
Yep.
Except maybe some situations inside. I'm trying to think if there's really anything.
Tap has some that.
There's a little in that one.
And there's a teeny bit in Red Rising.
Yeah, but not anywhere near the level of this one. So,
right.
Yeah, but I think I would still give this one like a 7.5, 7.75. It's not quite like the other games we've played.
Yeah.
So it's just something a little bit different, and kind of seeing how those cards come out, kind of what combos you could possibly put together. It's interesting, but I don't know. It's obviously based on one gameplay, and that things are going to change from depending on what cards you get.
Yeah.
But I could see it being one that we don't play as much just because of the take thatty thing, but at the same time it's also a very short game.
And if it's 2 player most of the time, like it is for us, like I don't think this is supposedly supposed to play well at 2 players.
Yeah, but they added the midshipman, so that's supposed. I think what I've heard from other people is they've thought that it works pretty well. So we obviously have not played it yet, so I don't know if that's a true thing or not. But yes, I could see. In a 2 player game, especially when you know what the other person has, because you all use the same cards.
Yeah.
I could see how maybe could be.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Zach guessed my final finishing moves in the 3rd voyage. I was so mad. So dumb. And neither of us won.
I know.
Abby had no idea what I was doing, and Zach's like, I see what you're doing.
I knew what she was doing, and I didn't want to ruin her first experience, but it sounds like that didn't even help, because I'm like, I'll play this card, which is worse for me.
I know that you should have done it, so it doesn't make it any more satisfying to have actually done it, because I didn't actually get away with it. You let me do it.
Well, I don't know. But I think I think I'll probably like this one more than you, and I'm trying to think. Pepper hasn't played it. I don't know what he would think. I don't know what Abby's initial thoughts were.
Yeah. I think that because it is so approachable, like I think it's very easy. Like I think it's approachable, it's fun enough, quick. I think that I don't think I'll have a problem coming to the table with it. I'll probably just expect to get my butt handed to me and to not have everything go the way I hoped and be okay with that, but it's probably not going to be like, I want to take this specific Stonemaier game off the shelf and play it if we're doing that. There are other ones I'd take off before this one, but it's quick, it's easy, and if you have a good set of people, it might even be more fun that way, I think.
Yeah. So I guess what would you give it as an initial rating? Sounds like you wouldn't choose. Like, for me, I've wanted to, since our first play, I wanted to get it back to the table. Did you feel that, or not really?
I'd be okay playing it again. So soon after playing it the first time, and that's really the only rating I can give a game. Is, do I want to come back to the table for it, or not? And that's pretty much all I got. So I'd come back for it. I'd play another game.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes it work is that it is a pretty fast game. It says 45 to 60 minutes, and I think that'll probably be about right, unless maybe you're playing at the maximum player count, and people have to, depending on how long they think on things. But yeah, I think that's the one thing that allows it to be a little more take-thatty, because if you were playing a really, really long, 2.5 hour game, that's when that could maybe be a little much.
I mean, and there are always ways to get people back, and it's kind of like one of
Right.
those things where you can't avoid a take that situation. So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost not like they're out to get you. It's, I mean, unless you get ganged up on by the other players at the table, but I
Mm-hmm.
think for the most part, you just have to understand that it is a take that game,
Mm-hmm.
and just know that when you go to the table, it's going to happen regardless of you try to or not. It's what it's set up to be, I think.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And I think you just have to, because the box cover may be deceiving. I like you said, I like the artwork in the game for the world,
Yeah.
and it might come around for me, but the animals in the game are the artwork for the animals is just a little bit creepy for me. I don't know what it is.
I think for the most part it's good. There are a couple that are maybe not as palatable.
Mm.
Like the beggar card, like you pointed out, I think definitely
Mm-hmm.
was not. But like I thought some of the others were just really neat. It really reminds me of the movie Treasure Planet, where they have like these humanoid and animal figures all kind of like in a way. And so and it's funny too because they fly around
On airships.
planet, yeah, like planets. It's called Treasure Planet, so they're looking for treasure, and they're flying around these different spaces. And I was like, wow, either one inspired the other, or
Yeah, I have no idea. I have
Yeah.
not seen that, so I don't know. But yeah, there's
yeah,
just something about the world that I'd want another game in, but I don't know I could do without some of the animals, at least right now. Maybe that'll grow on me.
sure.
I know there's been times where artwork's
There are
grown on
some
me.
funny ones too,
Mhm.
like the one that I tried to win with, that one sheep one.
That wasn't the sheep one. I think the sheep one was...
Oh, the
I don't
stowaway.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one they are off the top of my head, but yeah.
No.
Yeah, but those are our thoughts.
Yeah.
First impressions after one game of Libertalia.
Yeah.
We'll probably play it some more and
I'm sure.
get a few more thoughts on the game.
Yeah,
as
I'm
we
sure
play it
he'll
more.
pull this out at the next game night and even before then.
Yeah, I hope so. I think this weekend I'll probably play it with Taylor, maybe
I'm certain
2-player,
he
and
will.
see how it plays. Maybe smack him around a little bit.
You do have the advantage of one gameplay on your
Right,
belt.
I've got quite the advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, if you want to see an unboxing video of this, we should have that on our channel as well to look at. And also in September, we're going to be celebrating Stonemaier, where every day we're going to have at least one video dedicated to Stonemaier Games.
Every day?
Yes, every day. Don't worry, me and Pepper are figuring the schedule out. So if you
It's
want,
like a 30-day month.
and at least it's not 31, right? but no, if you want to see all of that content, maybe by then we'll have a full review on this game, since we'll have some more plays.
Just save it for that month. Jeez.
You can subscribe to see that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling
On that content.